Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Stu, and this is Waterworld for Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, part 17 of the Bugfix Scenario Pack, and the last of the challenging parks. After this, there's about 5 expert scenarios. Build a thriving theme park on this group of tropical islands by focusing on exciting water rides. Your objective to have at least 1,000 guests in your park at the end of October, year 3, with a park rating of at least 600. So although it's in the challenging section, it's only 1,000 guests in 3 years. So that's not a lot, but let's have a look. It mentions islands, so let's see what the terrain is like. That's not so bad. I mean, they're a bit bumpy, but there's quite a lot of land, and although there's a lot of water, the water's not very deep. So if we wanted to build over that, that's not an issue, and it won't cost a lot. So then we are charging for rides, free admission into the park. We've got river rafts, some gentle rides, dinghy slide and a water coaster, some thrill rides, water rides, obviously, a lot of those, and not a great selection of shops. So we've got 3 years. We've got enough of everything else to make a start. So I'll put my research into shops. So I think what I'll do then, the usual stuff, pop down a kiosk, toilets, that sort of thing. Drop down some flat rides, get the guests start coming in, and then we can look at building some bigger and better rides. But for now, let's just start somewhere small near the entrance and make our way from there. October year 1, 560 guests in the park, so nice little entrance area here, Ferris wheel, circus, little seating area, some shops. And then we've got a couple of pirate ships just there. Captain Roberts, Captain Davis, and then we've got Jungle Cruise, river rafts. So what I did with this one was I had the idea of having the river rafts. Obviously, I needed to have it going through the island if I wanted to have it going around, because I can't go this way. So I found a nice spot for it to go there, and then I just built it across, and then I built everything else, and then at the end then that's when I added the rest of the tracks. I wasn't sure how much I was going to build. And then just up here then we got a twist, some more shops. We've got a maze there with a little roof on it. Guests are loving it, even though it's only just one path leading all the way from entrance to exit. Guests are loving it anyway. And then we got the path continuing down here. Nothing built yet, but ready for expansion. Having all the trees and things on the island's a bit of a pain, so we're having to keep turning the scenery on and off. Tons of river rafts. So what tends to happen is it's at the maximum, which is 31, I believe. So it's at the maximum. So as soon as the 31 go off, the queue starts to fill up. And then as they come back around, then the queue empties. But this will be a good one to get the guests off the palm. So we got 4 per boat, 31. So we got, what's that, about 124 guests plus whatever's in the queue. So this will be a good one for helping with overcrowding, because it's only 1,000 guests on this one, so it's not going to be too difficult to do. So we are going to have to what's the word? We are going to have to sort of rein ourselves in a little, because we don't want to push it too hard. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a really busy park and we're going to have a lot of overcrowding, and that's going to cause us some issues. Still researching shops. I'm probably going to switch that up now. Maybe to, I don't know, what should we research? Water rides, maybe? Roller coasters? Probably going to switch up to roller coasters. We've got plenty of time to put down maybe some river rapids. We've also got the log flume and the water coaster as well. It does say water rides in the scenario, so I'm not expecting a huge amount of roller coasters. So let's get them knocked off first, see what is available, and then I don't know, maybe research water rides or something. Maybe there'll be a splash boats. October year 2, almost 1,000 guests in a park. Not long to go now then until we pass the goal. So we've got the river rapids just here, Jungle Rapids. Good stats on that. And then that's running alongside the river rafts. And then also running along the river rafts then we've got a water coaster just here. So the main splash is right there. So I like to imagine that unsuspecting guests would be terrified as maybe they don't want to get wet, but the boat's coming down and it's going to splash them anyway. And then we got the pedalers just over here because I was on 5 water rides, and you need to have 6 in order to be eligible for Best Water Rides Award. So it was a choice of either this or bumper boats or one of the rowboats or something like that. So I just went for this. Circus isn't very popular, so I'll probably swap that out at some point. Got a slide just by here. So we're covering the up bits so the guests don't fall off and die. Let's have a look at that. Oh, not very good excitement on that. Quite popular though. And let's have a look. Log flume just there. Log jam. Good stats on that. Just goes up, around, little reverses section, drops down, and then spins you back round, and then the main drop just here. So got a nice little space just here. We researched roller coasters, and well, that's all we got. So I think I'll go for the Wooden Wild Mine ride. And to be honest, that should take us over the 1,000 goal. So we probably won't need much else. So I think what I'll do then after that, I'll probably just maybe swap out that circus and then just go around putting down some fences and things like that, some shops, maybe some seating areas. The goal isn't very difficult, so as long as we get the rating fine, we'll be all right. October year 3, we need 1,000 guests in a park. We've got over 1,100, so we're doing all right. Major addition this year is Jungle Adventure Wooden Wild Mine Train. Good stats on it. Guests are loving it. This is what took us over the goal. I've reduced some of the prices down on some of the other rides as well, just to make sure that we're not losing a lot of guests. Accidentally unlocked some scenery, so why not put it down? Little pirate ships here and there. It's a shame about the mesh at the bottom, but oh well. What else? Oh yeah, the spiral slide. So that was pants before, wasn't it? Because the highest drop height was quite low. So I've raised that up a little bit, so now we're getting the good stats. And the circus, we got rid of that and we replaced it with the flying saucers. Always popular with the guests, and now the queue is full. So if you're going to have rides, you might as well have popular ones. Especially on a map that's quite small. I say it's quite small. It's not really that small. We've got tons of islands here, and we've only used the one. Partly because the guest goal is quite low, and also because there isn't really a great deal of rides to choose from. I mean, that is the point of the scenario, is for it to be focusing on water rides, but there's only those. We have just unlocked splash boats, so maybe if we'd had that earlier, we could have done something. We could have looked at expanding. I did leave a path, did bring a path down here with the view of possibly expanding out, but no, maybe if the goal was a little higher and a little longer, we'd have done that. It's only a few days to go then. So when we came in, what we did, we just put down a few flat rides, a circus and a Ferris wheel. And the circus is where the flying saucers is now. Some shops and some seating areas. Expanded down, added the pirate ships. Again, expanded down. There's a maze there with a little roof on it next to the river rapids. And then we added the river rafts going around. And then in the second year, then what we did, we did the slide. We added the log flume, the water coaster, and the river rapids. And then in the third year, then we only needed a few guests. We were almost up at 1,000. We added the wooden wild mine train. It was the best of a bad bunch. We've already got the water coaster. We've already got the dinghy slide. Those are pants, and those are pretty good. So we went for that, and it kind of fits with the surroundings ish. The factory's made of wood. That kind of fits. Almost Halloween. It's only another day to go then. This is the last of the challenging scenarios. Wasn't really challenging. But I had good fun anyway. I think the park looks really good. So that's the main thing, I suppose. Should be Halloween. And we've done it. Fantastic. Stew. Awesome. Cool. So now I'm going to start work on the expert parks. Cool. So this was Waterworld. I am Water Stew. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.